Guys, welcome back to another video. My face looks fat, I know. I don't know what's going on. I know I've been gaining mad weight because all I do is stay at home. ASU is currently on strike, so they're no school, and if you've watched my previous videos, you know I go to Uniport. So yeah, I've been gaining weight, and maybe that's why my face looks fat. If you're a first timer, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me your favorite part about the video. Today is Sunday morning, and no, it's Sunday afternoon. I have 3 churches close to my house. I have one here, I have one there, and I have one here. So I had to wait till everyone church service is over for me to make this video. And I like shooting on Sundays because it's usually quiet on Sunday afternoon. From Monday to Friday, this place is usually noisy because of people that stay around it. People come out from Monday to Friday. Then sometimes they have this noisy meeting something around my compound, and if they're not doing that, on Saturdays my neighbor's children are running around, so I can't shoot other days. But anyway, I'm going to start this video. Today I usually make videos talking about fun things, interesting things, but today I'm going to be giving you guys a real life story and how I survive. It was like, I don't like talking about it because it's still hard for me to talk about. I don't like talking about it because those times were the hardest times of my life, and I don't like talking about it. Okay, my first surviving story was Easter Sunday. That was I think 2008. Yeah, because that was the same year my niece was born. That's 2008, and I was at Omok. I'm from Omok. If you don't know, I'm from Omok in River State. We're the finest people. We're cultists. We give you hot. So I'm from Omok, and I was at Omok. So I was with my grandma during the Easter Sunday, and went to my cousin's house for Easter. In Nigeria here, if you're Africa, people do visiting something, during Christmas and Easter something. My parents were here in Port Harcourt, but I was in Omok with my grandma. So, and if you know me, most of my siblings are older, and some of them were married. If they're not married, they're in school. So it was my grandma. My grandma was the best option for me to stay with. I was with my grandma, and I went to visit my cousins. When I went to visit my cousin, we went to church. When we got to church, I noticed there was this boy that was always coming so close to me, and they are like, "Oh, that's your family friend." I was like, "Okay, I'm 8. I don't want no boy coming close to me. That's creepy. Stay the fuck away." So the boy kept on coming close to me, and I think then he was 13 and then I was 8. But I've always been a fine girl. This fine girl thing put me in trouble one day. So the boy came close to me, and he was trying to get close to me, trying to play. I was like, "I don't want to play with you," because I at 8 I didn't like boys. I was not like that boy. It's not like I didn't like boys, I didn't like girls, but I was not I don't know what relationship or anything is, or even crush is. I never had a crush at 8. So I told him to stay away from me. He refused. He kept on trying to come close to me. On our way back from church, because the church is not far from my cousin's house, we're all going there to go and eat Easter Sunday rice. When we on our way back, there was this place where they pour chaff of wood. That's sawdust. If you know what sawdust is, chaff of wood, that's sawdust. They poured it on the floor. It was still hot, it's very hot, but the fire the hotness doesn't come with flames, but it's very, very hot. So we're passing by there. My cousins, the boy that was crushing on me, they ran to the sawdust fire to go and be playing, because they're wearing boots, long boots to their ankle. And I'm wearing my princess dress. I'm wearing a heel. That dress was one of my favorite dresses, and I will never forgive that boy for wearing it. I was wearing a heel. So the boy was and then I was standing beside waiting for them to finish so that we can go home. And I remember I was carrying my baby cousin, my younger cousin, and I was backing her. And then I dropped her. I was like, "Yo, let me just drop her." And immediately I dropped her, the boy was like, oh, come and play with me. I was like, don't push me, like, don't do that. And before I knew it, the guy pushed me. I fell on the fire. I fell on the sawdust fire. And when I fell, I burnt my leg and I burnt my hand. And everyone ran from the fire. And when they all ran, I was one that picked myself up. I fell on my left hand and my right leg. So when I fell, they all ran from the fire. Nobody like helped me. I burnt my dress and I used this my other hand and I placed it on the fire, which was like I never talk about this. It's so painful. I placed it on the fire and I stood up and I ran to the tap. There was a house like that had a tap outside. I ran to the tap, you know. At 8, when you're 8, you don't know how to stop this kind of thing. So I ran to the fire and I ran to the tap, sorry. I ran to the tap and I poured the water on my hand, and out of shock, like I poured the water all over my body. Out of shock, I kept on running. I was just running. I didn't know where I was running to. I kept on running. They were screaming my name, but I couldn't help myself. I was running, and I was running. And this lady, I don't know her name. I don't know where she is right now, but she looked at me and then she saw me when I was running. She was like, that's my friend's daughter, because she knows my mom. She was like, that's my friend's daughter. Someone should grab her. Lots of people ran after me and grabbed me. And, you know, when they grabbed me, she took me to her house. Because I don't even know why I was running when I think about it. I was in so much shock. Like, I was in shock. Like, from it, all of a sudden, like, I'm going home and now I'm like this. Like, I've burnt myself. I've burnt my leg and my hand and my palm. Like, it was just crazy. And out of shock, like, I kept on running. And then, so when the lady grabbed me, when the people grabbed me and then the lady got hold of me, she was like, okay, we need to put her down. You need to calm down. Nothing is wrong with you. I was like, I'm going to die. Like, I'm burning. I'm going crazy. I still remember, like, I felt like I was in hell. Because my whole body was hot. I felt like I was in hell. Like, I felt like I've been to hell at that point. So I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to. It makes me emotional. So when she grabbed me and she applied honey on my skin and they gave me some pain relief and I slept off. When I slept off, my cousins have already gone home to tell everyone what happened. My sister came over and she carried me and they took me home. This is the scar from the fire accident. I don't know if anyone, okay, yeah, this is it. This is how I burnt my hand from here. It was actually worse than this, but this is how it has. It's not so obvious if I have to come that close for you guys see it. This is it. My hands are shaking because I've been crying. So this is it. This is the scar from the fire accident. The one on my leg has healed, like it's cleaned, because that one cleaned faster, but because I burnt here more than that side, so this was it. And I also burnt my palm. Obviously my palms have healed, so that was it. So when my sister took me home, you know, for weeks I was always at home. I always slept naked and I always slept like with my both hands open, you know, because I can't put my hands together. Some nights I can't sleep because it's itching me. It was crazy. I couldn't even go out because people were looking at me. They were like, oh, what's wrong? How did this thing happen to this girl? And I was just a child, you know, going through something like that. And after a few weeks, my mom came back, because no one told my mom, no one told my dad, because my dad was working in Port Harcourt and my mom was with him. When my mom came back, like, you know, when my mom came back, no one told her. When she came back and to meet her, I was like, oh mommy, you know, we're just playing. And then the first thing my mom noticed, like a few minutes later, she didn't even notice, she saw my hand. When she saw my hand, my mom fainted. My mom fainted. She was like, what happened to you? And then while I was trying to explain, the mother of the boy that came into the room, and then she was like, oh, hello, because my mom knows her. We all go to the same church together. I said that earlier. My mom knows her, and they started talking, and while they were talking, my mom was still on the ground. My mom was in so much shock, because it's not easy. Like, I don't even know what she must have gone through, like, at that point, leaving your own child complete and coming back, seeing your child like fractured the way I was, like seeing that your child is not looking complete. 2020, I had another accident, and trust me, this is one accident that was going to take my whole life. I'm going to draw the pictures here so that you guys can see. So I had an accident in 2020. I think it was 22nd of February or 20th of February 2020. I don't know if it was a Monday. I don't know what the date was, but I know it was like, okay, I remember that day. It happened like I was home. I was waiting for my friend Diane. I was waiting for Diane to come over for us to do something. And when she came over, I was like, yo, I have like this test too. I don't know if it was test or something, but I knew I had to go to school to do something fast. She was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, wait for me. Like, I'll be back in like 2 hours. I went to school. She came in the morning. I went to school. I knew that by 12 I'll be back from school. When I got to school, I finished everything from school, and on my way back, and I was not staying close. My former house was not this place. I was staying a bit far from school. I was staying at Rumosi, and if you live around Alakahia, you know. I was staying at Rumosi, and my school was around Choba, and Rumosi is like kind of far from Choba. And they have bike and cars and taxis to shuttle you from Choba to Rumosi. But I just like that day when I got to Choba Junction, I was like, nah, I don't take a taxi today. I'm going to use a bike. And I got on a bike, you know, we're going, it was smooth. I was like 5 minutes close to my house. And then the next thing I felt was, I just saw a green car, the back of a green car, and I blacked out. And when I blacked out, a few seconds, I woke up. When I woke up, I saw scars and bruises on my body. And I went to the side of the road, and you know, people already started holding the guy. They were holding the bike guy. They're like, oh, you have to pay. The car that ran us over was already on speed, so he drove off, and they were holding the guy. They're like, oh, you have to pay for her treatment. You know, why they were holding the guy, no one actually focused on me. They were holding him because they're trying to get him to pay for my treatment. So I called my sister. I was like, hello, Mido, I just had an accident. And she was like, don't play about things like that. Are you serious? You just had an accident? I was like, I'm very serious. I just had an accident. She was like, where are you? I'm like, I'm between Rumosi and Alakahia. She was like, okay. She was like, she was trying to get me to talk, but I was like, I can't talk. Just wait. Let me call Diane, because Diane was still at my house. And the accident just happened very close to my house. I called Diane. I was like, I just had an accident. She was like, Betty, don't play. I was like, no, for real. I just had an accident. She was like, okay, like, you know, okay. After I called her, you know, I think I remember lots of things that happened that day. But after I called her, the one of the people that helped me, like, they were still holding the guy. I went to meet them. I was like, please. After I got there and I went to meet them, I was like, please, just take me to the hospital. Look at me. I have bruises and scars all over my body, and I'm bleeding. Like my body is bleeding. I'm like, and the weather was very hot, and I was crying. I was begging them, just leave the guy. Please, just take me to the hospital. Thank God there was a hospital just right opposite, like the other side of the road. So they carried me. They were still holding the guy. When they took me to the hospital, I was sitting outside the hospital. Some nurses came and they're like, oh my gosh, this is serious. We can't admit her without a card. I was like, I can pay for the card, please. They weren't attending to me. You guys know how Nigerian hospitals are now. They weren't attending to me. And while I was there, I was screaming. I told them, please give me water. I want water. So they carried the bike man, dragged him. We went to buy water. I felt so bad for the man, because honestly, I don't think it was his fault. I blame the green car that knocked us over. I don't think it was his fault. So they dragged him. He bought the water. When the nurses came out again, they saw that they were giving me water. They're like, you don't give someone that have an accident water. The person could die. And at that point, I don't even know if I had any internal bleeding or anything, but I just knew that I was just screaming. I was like, my body is burning. I was like, my body is burning. I don't like talking about things like this. They make me so emotional. I was like, my body is burning. I was screaming. I was like, my body is burning. I feel like I'm on fire. The doctor, the main owner of the hospital, because it's a private hospital, came out. He saw me. He was like, why are you people not attending to her? I swear God sent him. Why are people not attending to her? So they carried me. He was like, don't worry, Okay, while that was happening, I gave the guy that brought us to the hospital, I gave him my phone. He directed Diane to the hospital. So while that whole process was going on, Diane was already there, and they were like, oh, they need to pay for car. Then I was like, I didn't come here with any money. I was like, Diane, I have cash, I have some cash in my bag, just use it and pay for the card so that they can admit me. So she paid for the car, she did all the medical cards, something running. Like, I'm so grateful for her because I love her so much. Imagine, like, I don't know, like, she was like one of the few people that were there for me. So I appreciate her at that point. They admitted me. Then the doctor took off my clothes because I was wearing a skirt and a top, a crop top. I like wearing crop tops. So the doctor took off my clothes. The doctor took off my clothes and was applying. I had like this scar here. I will show you a video, the video of my body, but thank God for good skin. And I had a scar here. If you look at this place, it's black kinda. So this, I got it from the accident. Whereas, okay, I had a cut on my leg. That's this side of my leg. You see this place is darker, this side is darker. And I'll show you, I'll post the full video. So terrible. Just at the part I didn't show the one on my, I didn't show my stomach area in the video. That was the only part I didn't show in the video. So after the doctor applied some things on me, and I was on drip, like on some pain relief. I don't know what it was. I slept off. So after I slept off like few minutes, like I don't know how long I slept for, I woke up. When I woke up, I was just singing praises and thanking God. I was like, I could have died. I could have died. And then that was when it all came to me that when I woke up from the whole knockout, I was in the middle of the road. And then I was thinking to myself, what if a truck was on high speed or another car was on high speed and ran me over? What would have happened? So I was thinking about these things, and I just had to thank God, because it could have been worse. It could have been a different story, a different situation, but I survived, you know. I survived. I was like, okay, at that point, I didn't even like the scars on my body. I was like, oh, if it doesn't even matter if I have the scars for life, but I survived. I'm alive, you know, and that's all that matters at this point. I was like, I survived. I'm alive. I can't stop saying it, but it felt good to know that I actually survived the whole situation. Recovery process was like, that accident, I think it hit harder than the fire accident, because now I'm an adult. The fire accident happened when I was a child, but this one happened now that I'm an adult, and it was harder for me because I had school, I had things to do. I didn't go to school, and to God be the glory, that's when Corona started. Few weeks after then, you know, while I was still in the hospital, I was hearing about this whole Corona something. That's when Corona knocked in and all that. So they had to shut down schools. Healing was very hard for me. Healing was hard. What made healing easier was my family, Diane, my ex-boyfriend then. Like, it was just good. Like, I don't know if anyone is going through it now, or anyone that is going through this, just have the right support system beside you. Have people like, because I didn't have them look at me any day and tell me, oh, you look terrible, or anyone reminding me of the pain I had to go through, or reminding me of anything, or even had to tell me, like, because, you know, I haven't showered. I didn't have my sister tell me like, oh, you stink, you know. It felt like she never told me for one day I was thinking, and of course I knew I was thinking. I haven't showered for over 1 week. Over 1 week. I didn't shower for like 2 weeks, I think. It was not over 1 week, it was like 2 weeks. So I'm never going to like come out of this looking good or heal from it fast. I still had my ex-boyfriend and always look at me and tell me, oh, you're beautiful, you're very, very pretty. Like, I remember how he was like very mentally and physically was very, very supportive. Like, he knew the right words to say and he said it. And Diane always told me, oh, you're going to bounce back from this, you're going to be okay. And my family was there, like, they supported me with everything I needed, you know. These are like the 3 set of people I want to thank, like, in my life, like the 3 persons like I appreciate so much. I just want to thank my family, Diane, and my ex-boyfriend. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's going to see this video, but I just want to thank those people in my life, because that point was like one of the hardest points of my life, and having them be there for me really matters. And if you're going through this, just make sure you have people that love you and that is going to like help you go through that process. You don't need anyone reminding you of how you look or what you look like or what you're going through. You need people that are going to tell you, this is just within a short time, you're going to bounce back. You need someone to tell you, oh, you're still a bad bitch, you're going to do this language, you're still going to do this, you're still going to like, it's just within a few weeks and your body's going to bounce back. Those are the kind of people you need around you. And if you're also going through something like this right now, I just want you to know that it's just a matter of time, and very soon you're just going to be out of it. Within 6 months, I didn't even look like I had an accident. Like, I didn't look like, okay, now of course I've showed you the previous video from what I look like, and I'm going to make a full video of my body so that I will show you, like, I don't even look like I had the accident. I don't look like that at all. I look, if I go out and I tell people, oh, I had an accident like that, they won't believe. So I'm going to show you the video now. I've healed from it and I'm better. I'm coming out, and and even look at my face. Look at my face. It doesn't even look like it. My face doesn't even look like it. My eyes are red because I cried a bit. I had to put those parts away because I don't want nobody saying that I cried. So that's all for this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like it, comment, and share with people. I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.